Hi everyone. Today I want to explain how we can trigger Kubernetes power restart when configuration changes happen. Let's say we have a Kubernetes deployment running an application. The application reads configurations from a config map or secret. Now if we make any changes to a config map, our expectation is that Kubernetes will restart the corresponding deployment and create a new pod and then loads the updated configurations. But it does not happen automatically because Kubernetes watches only for the pod template. So if there is any change happen to the template, then it will perform the rolling restart. So if there is no change happen to the template, it will not perform any rolling restart. Let's say if you don't reference the config.yaml file directly in your Kubernetes deployment file, then there is no change, so it will not perform the rolling restart. So what you can do, you can make use of the checksum annotations like this. So what you can do, you can simply add these checksum annotations to your Kubernetes deployment file, and then you can simply create a hash value for the given config.yaml file. So uh, uh, let's say if you make some modifications the config map YAML file, and when we just try to do the Helm update, then it will generate a new value, and this value does not match with the old value. So that means there is a change happen to the pod template, and Kubernetes will perform the rolling restart. This is the easiest solutions. The second option is that, let's say if the config map or secret are not available in the same Helm package, that means we have a new challenge here. So we can't reference the config map YAML file here, so that means we need to find a way to perform the rolling restart. So we have two options available. Either we can use some random value, we can force restart if we use a random value, or we can use some timestamp value. So the first option is using a random value, so we can just use this roll me annotations and we can specify the random value, or we can just use the rollout time annotations and specify the timestamp value. By default, whenever we perform the Helm update, these values will be updated. So that means Kubernetes detects a change in the pod template, and then it will perform the rolling restart. So yeah, these are the three options available. So the key takeaway is that so Kubernetes does not restart the pods automatically, so you have to force the restart using checksum annotations, or roll me annotations, or rollout time annotations. But for some reasons, if you don't want to perform the restart manually, automatically, then there are other options available. You can just add some code changes within your service itself to dynamically load the secrets and config map, but that's a complex change. If you are able to restart after some configuration changes or secret changes, then just go with these three annotations or any one of these annotations. You don't have to use all these three annotations, you can just pick any one of those annotations. But if you don't want to restart the pod, means if you have some requirements not to restart the pod, means then you have to think about dynamically loading the secrets and config map within your application itself. Thank you.